So the theme for this Scorpio and full moon, for those who need it, the forest. The forest is... You ever heard that children's story? You can't go under it, you can't go around it, you can't go over it, you gotta go through it. It's one of those vibes. I think I said that wrong. I don't think that's the order at all. But the forest is about to get you gotta get to get through it, you gotta go through it, right? And getting into the forest and getting lost in the forest. It's okay to get lost in the forest because you're going to find many amazing things while you're there. It's going to be dark. It might be a little scary sometimes. You might even find some beautiful things while you're there. You know, you might find some scary things, but they also serve a purpose. Getting through the forest. It's very important that you get through the forest, right? It may feel dark, and life may feel crowded, like you can't breathe. And it's like, damn, all this shit around me, all these different trees, and there's not any clear path in this forest. You just gotta hope for the best. But the thing about it is, no matter which direction you go, and you're gonna come out of the forest. You're gonna come out of the forest. You're gonna figure out a way to get out. Life gives all of us different signs. And it's like we're all in the same forest, so we're all getting different signs, different hints, and different messages about the direction to go in. Some of us are just going by complete faith and intuition, and I agree with that approach. Let's do another. Oh. So the gateway in the reverse. The gateway in the reverse. What does that feel like, though? The gateway in the reverse. It feels like you feel blocked, right? You're in this forest. It's dark. You're seeing beautiful things, but everything feels like, is this real? Is this an illusion? Is this what I'm supposed to be seeing? What is the purpose of me seeing this? What's the purpose of me feeling this? You feel blocked. You feel like there's something bigger than you that you're supposed to be connecting to, that you're supposed to be understanding. But you can't seem to push through. It's like your flow is blocked. I feel like you need to sit still and get my tarot cards going. Let's see what comes out for the full moon in Scorpio for those who need it. The crystals I have out are I have the rose quartz, I have the black tourmaline, I have my quartz wand, amethyst, and moonstone for the full moon. You feel me? You feel me? Am I right? Okay. So for Scorpio and full moon Scorpio, excuse me. Let's see. Pull out. Let's do like 3 cards. Let's do like 3 cards. We got the Knight of Cups. So help is on the way. The Hanged Man in the reverse. There's hope on the way to clear up any confusion, any stagnancy. Or perhaps, your stagnancy is being lifted because of this help. probably help with the confusion. Yeah, we got the Four of Cups. Something you probably avoided before. Some type of advice that you avoided before. There could be some sort of apology coming through, some sort of message coming through. Because with the Knight of Cups, you see he's handing a cup to this confused person. And you may ignore the cup. Or it's the cup you've ignored before. It's like not appreciating. Not really about appreciating, but being so focused on what you have or had that you don't see the new coming in for you. Someone's trying to give you something that could hit you emotionally, something that could help you emotionally, but you're not paying attention. You're not focused on it. There's like no interest in it. And I feel like it's because you are stuck in this forest and you do feel blocked. And it's like you don't know which way to look. It's like you don't realize that there's something here for you to help. And it could be exactly what you need, and it's meaningful. It's genuine. For some of you, it could be an apology of some sort, but it's probably from someone you least expect. It's the last person you expected to apologize or send you a message of love or something like that, and you're ignoring it. At the bottom of the deck, we got the Ten of Swords. It could be something, you could be ignoring it because, there's no point in interacting. There's no point in, it can mean something. It's meaningful. And yes, I am in this confused state. That could be why I'm ignoring it, because I don't want to make any decisions while I'm in this state of mind and then regret it later on. It's a very done feeling. Ten of Swords is being done. Like there's nothing else to make it better. There's nothing else that can make it worse. All you could do is fucking move forward and just be done with it and start fucking fresh. Being so done that you're almost numb. You might not be lost. You might just not be open to feeling anything right now because you're overwhelmed by all the trees. You're overwhelmed by the blockages. You're overwhelmed by the swords. Your heart hurts. You're being very selective with what you choose to give your energy to. And this could work for you, and this could also not work for you. Okay, let's clarify each of these cards. I'm going to clarify the Knight of Cups. Clarify the Knight of Cups with the Two of Cups in the reverse. Yeah, it could be someone you disconnected from. It could be an ex, could be an old friend, could be or the message coming in could result in two people falling apart. Or the message is that two people need to disconnect. I don't think the Knight of Cups is always a person. I think sometimes it could be like a message from, it could be an intuitive message from yourself, like your gut speaking to you, or it could be like a message just that you get from a song or just a sign you see, or like you just happen to hear someone say something and you feel like it was for you, right? That's what that feels like. Either way, it feels like a message of separation, no longer being on the same page. I'm going to clarify the hangman in the reverse. I'm going to clarify the hangman in the reverse. We got the 9 of Wands in the reverse. The 9 of Wands in the reverse, clarifying the hangman. For me, this feels like don't allow the confusion or lack of discernment, lack of clarity, don't allow that to keep you guarded. Sometimes you just gotta be confused. Be confused. You know? Be confused. Live in that. Don't avoid it. You know? Don't try to do too much, preventing something that's supposed to happen from happening. Like I said, it feels like a flow is blocked. So don't block the flow. The gateway in reverse could be a blockage that you're creating. It could be your own blockage. You're standing in your own way. There's one person in the 9 of Wands looking like they're on guard. Even though it's the 9 of Wands and it's in the reverse, it's still the 9 of Wands, meaning that whatever energy that you're feeling right now, it's almost over. The 10 of Swords is already out. So you're at the end, right? You're at the end already. But it might not feel like it, right? You know, when you break up with somebody, and it's like, you know, you're not together anymore, but the energy inside of you, how you feel, it's still there. It's like, it's not like, oh, you break up, then you no longer feel things. It's like you end it, and then you still have things to sort through. So there's still things to sort through. There's still a forest to go through. There's still blockages to dissolve and move out of the way. So I don't think it's about having your guards up, or your lack of clarity and discernment keeps your guards weak. Your boundaries are weak because you don't have the clarity and discernment that you need. You could be being offered things that are no good for you, but because of the lack of clarity and discernment, you don't know any better. Or you do know any better, but you're not willing to make the decisions that are best. You want to be lost in the forest because it gives you an excuse to do things and say things. Getting dressed in the dark when you can just turn on the light. Like, oh, I didn't realize this didn't match. You could have just turned the light on. Oh, I thought I picked up that brush and not this brush. You could have just turned the light on. Oh, I didn't realize it was you and not them. You could have just turned the light on. It feels like a lack of accountability for certain things. Being in the dark about some things so you don't have to fully address it for real. Feeling confused, staying in the confusion, staying in the lack of clarity, staying in the lack of discernment, so you can be, so you won't be held accountable. But something's already done. And sometimes when it's time to let go of something, that's when you hang on to it the most. So energetically, that's why I say push through this. Push through whatever this is. Keep walking through this forest. Yes, it's dark. Yes, it's scary. But as long as you keep moving, anything that needs to be cleared out will be cleared out. You gotta move. You gotta get rid of old things so new things can come in. If you keep doing old things, all you're gonna get is old things. You keep old patterns, all you're going to get is the same old results. You keep messing with the same old people who mean no good to you, I mean, come on. It's Ten of Swords. There's something that's been done here. It's over. There's nothing else to do. There's nothing else to do but to keep going through this forest and being confused and just, not knowing what the fuck is in front of you because it's so dark. Not knowing what's around you because it's so dark. Not knowing if you're going to stumble upon a fairy or a snake. Snakes could be good too, but for the context, in that case, it wasn't good. You don't know what you're going to run into. You're being offered so many things. And some of it you don't know what the fuck it is that you're being offered, and some of it you don't even know it's being offered to you. You're not even paying attention. Sometimes these offers are not like, sometimes the offer is a better job. Sometimes the offer is an opportunity to, not just an opportunity like, oh, you have an opportunity to showcase your talents, or you have an opportunity to show them what you can do. Sometimes you have the opportunity to show up for yourself. You have the opportunity to be honest. You have the opportunity to be real. You have the opportunity to be better. You have the opportunity to make a different decision. But you're like, nope, I'm looking at all three of these decisions, and I like these decisions that I'm looking at. I'm going to do the same old things I used to do. So I have three options that I've always chosen. I'm not looking at that new fourth one that's probably better. I'm going to keep doing the same three things I've always been doing. The Four of Cups is reminding me of like, you have three things that you eat, and you're being offered like a new dish, and because it's not familiar, or because you're not comfortable eating it, or because it doesn't look as fun or appetizing, you ignore it. And you're like, nope, I'm going to focus on my salmon and my crab legs and my steak. I don't know what the fuck. But I'm ignoring this beautiful platter of goodness because it doesn't look like what I've been used to. Like the Ten of Swords is saying, that type of shit is done. That shit is not just being done with a situation or being done with yourself. It's like being done with making dumb decisions. It's being done with making poor decisions. It's being done with things that are over. Like if it's over, then it's over. If it's over, leave it where it is. Being done with lack of clarity and lack of discernment, because you don't just become confused like on your own. I mean, the confusion is not something that is put upon you. Like it's out of your control. You can absolutely seek clarity and seek discernment through prayer or through eliminating things that blind you. You might be in the forest with no flashlight, but you could feel around. You could just trust that you know where you're going. You could trust that you're going in the right direction. Trust yourself. Make decisions that are best for you. Stop getting in your own way. It doesn't have to be so complicated. Because you're always going to end up in the forest. So if you end up in the forest again, now next time bring a flashlight. The batteries might go out, bitch, but whatever the fuck. But you know how to go through it in the dark. You're learning how to go through the dark. That's what the Ten of Swords is. You being down at the bottom. And it's dark down there. And there's nothing else to do. You can't make it better. You can't make it worse. So what the fuck? Accept what's done and move forward. We're going to clarify the Four of Cups. Let's clarify the Four of Cups. The Knight of Cups. Hilarious. In the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Pentacles. Clarifying the Ten of Swords. Like I said, Ten of Swords being clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. You can't make it worse, or you can't make it better. So just keep moving forward and just keep working on you and working on what the fuck is already here and do what you got to do. The Knight of Cups clarifying the Four of Cups. again, you're being given opportunities. You're being given something that means something, and you're ignoring it. You're ignoring great advice. You're ignoring meaningful messages that are opening up parts of you. You're ignoring any help being offered to you, whether it's from a person or it's, messages just from all around you, or the advice you keep giving to other people that you realize that you should be giving to yourself. Yeah. Eight of Pentacles is working on yourself. Eight of Pentacles is, self-improvement. And if there is a business that you're working on, and you're being distracted from it because of all the emotional and mental torment that you're going through, that you can't seem to make your way out of, try to transmute that energy into your work. Transmute this energy into your work. Transmute the desire and the urges to make the bad decisions that you're used to making. Transmute that into your work somehow. When you get the urge to make a decision that's never worked for you, go do something that's productive. When you get the urge to speak to people who mean no good to you, go talk to somebody who always has proven to you that they mean you well. Just go check on them. Go check on somebody that means something to you, that has always shown you that they love you, that they respect you, that you mean something to them. When you get the urge to do things that do not serve you, that you have moved past, be accountable, take a responsibility, acknowledge that you have this urge, and you're not a bad person because of it, and you're not going in the wrong direction because of it, then turn around and make a better decision. Because the Ten of Swords is out. The Nine of Wands in the reverse is out. You're at the end of something. Something's over. Something's over. You feel like it's not. But the Ten of Swords says that shit is done. Like, there's nothing that can make it worse. There's nothing that can make it better. And if in this case, you're just running in circles at this point if you keep going backwards. So with the Nine of Wands in the reverse, it's like that gateway in the reverse. It's like being stuck, blocking yourself, running in circles, doing the same things over and over again. With the Two of Cups in the reverse, probably reconnecting with something, with someone that, or someone or something doesn't, because the Two of Cups doesn't have to be two people. It could be you and a habit. It could be you and a pattern. It could be you and a job. It's you and something else, or two things that just do not work. They're not on the same page. They're not on the same page. It's like running in a fucking circle, trying to get out of a room. You're in a forest, running in circles, when you should be focusing on you. Nine of Pentacles. When you should acknowledge that there's a Ten of Swords going on, that there's something done, and you need to be moving forward. The Knight of Cups coming out twice. You're being offered help. You're being offered opportunities. The Four of Cups. The Hangman in the reverse. Yes, there's a lack of clarity. There's a lack of discernment. But your discernment is your responsibility. You can pray for discernment. You can use discernment by a fucking process of elimination. I did X, I did Y, and I did Z, and they all didn't work. Maybe I should pick a different letter of the alphabet and see if that helps. Those three cups are X, Y, and Z, and you've been focusing on them for years, and somebody's trying to offer you a B, and you're like, but it's not X, Y, or Z, though. It's not X, Y, or Z, so I don't know about this B. I don't know. It's different. I'm not used to this. I don't think I want to do anything new. Some people want to be stuck in a pattern. Some people want to be stuck in a fucking cycle. It's comfortable. But do you really though? The way this feels is like you don't want to. The work that you're doing, whether it's on yourself or in a business or just going to work, you're still doing it. But the energy you could be putting towards it is depleting because you're putting so much into things that have never worked. They've never worked. They've literally never worked. There's so much help around you. There's so many suggestions. Whether it's from you, from friends, from family, from coworkers. From the universe, from God, from yourself, from whoever. It's all around you. There's so many signs of what you should be doing. But you're so caught up in the energy of this doesn't feel like it's over, or I still feel like I'm, you feel like that. Your mind is telling you that it's done. Your mind is telling you that there's nothing else that can be done. But the wands, that energy, that something feels like fiery. It's like overflowing passion. Wands is the fire energy. It's energy. But it's in the reverse. So it's not energy being directed in a good direction. It's misdirected energy. And it's keeping you stuck. All this energy, and it's clarifying the Hanged Man in the reverse. It's misdirected. There's no clarity, there's no direction, there's no discernment of where to put this energy. So you got it all over the place. It's time to make better decisions. It's time to know that when something's done, it needs to be done. All this help around you, people that love you, you love you. And whoever keeps sending you signs and signals and messages, they love you. So I have this new deck that I'm working on. This is the first edition. I'm not done with the deck. I've only printed 2 copies thus far just to see how I want it to look. But I want to use them for this reading, for the Scorpio full moon reading. And they're letters. So let's see what letter pops out. I'm going to do 3 letters. I'm going to do 3 letters. So whatever letter pops out, it might not make sense to me, but it's going to make sense to somebody. Gonna make sense to somebody. So alright, for whoever needs the message, or whoever needs the clarification, whoever needs the confirmation, we got the letter Z. Got the letter Z. We got the letter N. Got the letter N. And we have the letter Y. And then the bottom of the deck, we got the letter G. So based on the clarification of each card, the Ten of Swords clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, there's nothing that's going to make it better or worse, so keep working on you. We got the letter G. I don't know what that means. That's going to mean something to somebody. We got the Four of Cups being clarified by the Knight of Cups, which is confirmation of the original the first Knight of Cups that came out. Something that you're being offered that you've been ignoring. The letter Y. The Hangman, I'm going backwards, I know. The Hangman in the reverse being clarified by the Nine of Wands. Being stuck in some sort of energy, this lack of clarity. The letter N. The Knight of Cups being clarified by the Two of Cups. Something, you're no longer on the page with something. Something is no longer in alignment with you. Something does no longer fits in your life. And it's like you're being given the message of that, or the thing that you're no longer in alignment with is giving you some sort of message. The letter Z. And it's interesting, we got the first letter that came out is the letter Z, which is the end of the alphabet. The end. So, that was that. I'm probably going to upload this to YouTube. Make it all fancy. Okay, guys. See you later.